She's 1, 2, 3, like 5 girls back.
Ceremony. I'm Catherine Thomas, a soon-to-be graduate of the class of 2018. It is most important that everyone please silence all cell phones to prevent interruptions to our ceremony. Please stand for the presenting of the colors by the ROTC. Please remain standing for the celebratory thoughts offered by Dr. Esther Brown.
Welcome to this time of celebration. We rejoice today over the wonderful accomplishments of discipline, determination, and self-sacrifice that has led you to this time of celebration. It has been a pleasure for the School of Nursing faculty to have imparted to you all the knowledge that are essential for your success. All of the experts in their chosen field have worked tirelessly to prepare you to give of yourselves in service in the realm of nursing. May the skills you have developed, the managing of your time, the learning and setting of priorities, and keeping you focused on what's important, the care of another human life. It must be the foundation on which you build successful careers and lives. Our greatest hope is that today you will continue to be lifelong learners who recognize your need to constantly discover more compassion and the art of caring. You are the source of knowledge and truth. So be diligent in your quest to know and to discover how you want your patients to live and die with dignity. As you deliberate over the life-changing decisions, remember to ask for wisdom and direction. So we, the School of Nursing faculty, leave you with these words that we have spoken over your predecessors. Now you know the difference of how to make an occupied bed, and now you know that the bed is occupied. That it is patient care and caring for the patient, and it is knowing a patient's needs. You are now able to take your head knowledge and your heart knowledge, everything that you've learned, and turn it into compassion. Compassion to calm the frightened child and the anxious parent. to be that integral part of a patient's recovery and their continued well-being, helping to relieve stress and pain of an uncertain future. It is imparting dignity to the aged and being understanding under the most difficult of circumstances. It is being there to welcome a baby's first cry and to hold someone's hand at their last goodbye. Congratulations, class of 2018, and thank you for choosing the profession of nursing.
As part of the Widener University commencement activities for students in the School of Nursing. We gather here today to reflect on our past as students and to look forward to our future as professional nurses. Both President Woolman and Provost Ackle are at an important Board of Trustees meeting at this time. However, Dean Zurich will say a few words on their behalf.
Thank you, ladies. The President and the Provost asked me just to send their regrets that they can't be here today. They are at a Board of Trustees meeting. However, at the end of the row here, Dr. Barbara Chamberlain, a Board of Trustee member, is here with us, having run back and forth between here and there, and she joins us here today. So let's give her a round of applause. Now, I want to say one more thing before I step away. So, as a food scientist, he doesn't understand all the ins and outs of Alzheimer's, which you probably all do now. These are the opportunities that you will have in your career. Time to love, time to care, time to bring that knowledge, time to question, time to move forward. That is your charge. We're glad you're here. I'm losing my hat. We're glad you're part of us, and we thank you for being here today. Friends and family, too. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Nancy Hess, this year's Nightingale ceremony speaker. I'll summarize a few highlights from her distinguished career. Ms. Hess joins us today as the President and Chief Executive Officer of Cancer Treatment Centers of America at Eastern Regional Medical Center. Ms. Nancy Hess brings more than 30 years of nursing leadership experience to a role as President and CEO at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, also known as CTCA in Philadelphia. Before being named CEO in December 2016.
Good afternoon. Those kind of introductions bore me. I don't know about you, but thank you very much. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for inviting me to come for this memorable occasion today. Everyone who's gathered here for this fabulous occasion, I say congratulations. I know this is something you've heard many, many times this week, but it's appropriate and no one can be congratulated too much. I'd also like to thank the professors, the mentors, the family members, and the friends of all you that have played such a significant role in your Widener University journey. You've felt their struggles, you've been there to give them strength, guidance, especially during those times when the finish line seemed unreachable. Well, all of you have made it, and it is indeed a time of celebration. Such a magnificent achievement. I've sat where you are right now. The only exception is it's in McMorland Center. Imagine that. Now, I said the Nightingale Pledge, but it was a long time ago. It was in 1980. Do the math, I'm 59, okay? I can count on one hand the number of moments of experience where I remember every single detail of what was transpiring around me. The day I got married, of course, the time I held my children for the first time in my arms, and the Widener Nightingale ceremony. I remember what I was wearing. You guys get to all covered up and wear these gowns. I had to wear a white uniform and white clinic shoes. Your professors know what white clinic shoes are. And I had a red rose, not a pink rose, so I wonder when they changed that. I wore my Widener pin that you'll receive today every day proudly in every nursing role that I've held, and I keep it on my bureau still. I lost it once, and it had my initials on it, and they called the school to find out who it was so that I changed my name when I got married. Well, they found out who it was, and I got my pin back. So I hope you have your initials on the back of your pin. Don't lose it. But, more importantly, I remember what it felt like walking across the stage. And I know that I'm the speech that keeps you from walking across the stage, so I will be quick. This is an opportunity that you all are going to be dedicating yourselves to the Nightingale Pledge and to nursing as your profession in the years to come. I suspect the feelings you're having today are rather similar to the ones that I had. A lot of euphoria. I would say you're proud, you're exhausted, the circles are probably out from under your eyes because you've had a couple weeks without finals, I hope. There's also a combination of the fear of stress, which came from the realization that despite all the challenges of Widener, and Widener was challenging, P.S. Widener was harder for me than Penn, so keep that in mind, all right? It became my comfort zone, though, and I know it's your comfort zone because you've been able to anticipate challenges. You've had carefully designed learning experiences from your professors. You've had long study sessions, and I still remember those. And you've developed a close-knit group of friends, because there's many, many group projects, which I do remember. So you've shared these moments with each other, but graduation is Saturday, and suddenly, in between the raindrops, there'll be no more classes, there'll be no more campus life, and you aren't just stepping out of your comfort zone, you're actually going to be skyrocketing out of your comfort zone. Up ahead is the question, what's next? Where are you going to be working? Everybody's asking. Are you going back to school? That probably doesn't sound like something you want to do, but you will want to do it, all right? Are you going back? When are you going back? And when are you taking your exams? We'll just say the secret exams, right? Embrace that question. But don't let this uncertainty frighten you. I encourage you, remember, you have so many options in nursing. So what I'm going to be talking to you about right now is options, so keep that in the back of your mind. So when I was 21 years old, that's when I was graduating, I was 21, I couldn't have seen myself in the role that I'm in now. I had the goal to be a bedside patient care nurse, and I was going to be down close to the patients for my entire career. I was not going into management nor administration. They were the people that moved papers from the left side of their desk to the right and the right to the left, all right? And they didn't really know what was happening at the point of care. So I was always worried. I didn't want to get lost in an administrative position where they didn't really know what was going on. But boy, I followed a different path. I had to be very careful now when I was asked a standard interview question, where do you see yourself professionally in the next 3 to 5 years? If you haven't gotten asked that, you will, all right? Well, may I suggest to yourself, keep yourself open for professional growth options, and that question will always be coming at you. I had this speech written over a month ago. Practiced it, I liked it. Well, then I had a radio interview on Friday with a man named Herb Cohen. And he is from the Executive Leaders Radio that airs on Radio America. He's interviewed over 8,000 leaders nationwide and from all different industries. And he concludes that our personal success story was formed when we were between the ages of 8 to 14 years old. Of course, over the weekend, I had to do a literature search. You know how nurses are, we got to do a literature search. We got to see what the literature really says about this. So I couldn't find anything. So I called Herb back. I sent him an email over the weekend. I said, Herb, what's going on? You're telling me that this is the traits that I develop in 8 to 14 is going to basically map what I'm doing in my future success. So he said, just listen to me and ask yourself the questions that I asked you again. And he said, think through the answers you gave and then tell me what you think. So, okay, stay with me on this topic. So what happened in my life between 8 and 14 that developed the leadership traits is what we're going to talk about right now. Please don't be disappointed that we're going to divert away from the Nightingale ceremony and graduation to talking about what is within you and why you need to keep your options open as a nurse entering the workforce. The underlying theme of the interview was on identifying what are the key milestones in my life between the ages of 8 and 14 that would establish the groundwork for what I would be doing today as the President and Chief Executive Officer of Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Philadelphia. So let's connect the dots and see how I'm going to encourage you to keep your options open as you start your lifetime of growing as a nurse. Please think through these interview questions with me. So the first question, what's your job today? Okay, we did that. Then he said, what was your first job you held where you actually made money? I said, okay. Well, I grew up in a family-owned and operated appliance store in Glenside, Pennsylvania. My first job was dusting and polishing TVs and appliances. And then when I mastered that, my father let me go on to answering the telephone for addressing appliance customer service issues. My brothers got to empty the trash, I got to polish appliances. I think I got the better job. So the good old, what's your birth order question came next. Well, I'm one of 9 children, 5 boys, 4 girls. I have 3 older brothers, and yes, I'm the oldest girl. Next question, during these years, did you play any sports? Well, in elementary school, of course I did. I played with my brothers. We played flag football, dodgeball, kickball, step ball, caught whatever ball they were throwing for them, warming up for their softball, baseball, and football games. And yes, they taught me to throw spiral football, and I can still do it today. I did build upon these skills. By junior high, I was eventually playing seasons of sports in softball, hockey, basketball, and lacrosse. And please note, they were all team sports, and I was selected as the field hockey team captain when I was a senior player in junior high and then again in senior high. So how does this interview align with what I'm doing today? Well, I worked in a family business where all the employees are treated like family. Relationships are important to the family as well as building the business in the community through quality customer service. Today, I'm focused on business development, patient safety, quality patient care delivery. That cross-works to superior customer service, patient satisfaction, and employee engagement. And CTCA Philadelphia is truly a family environment, as we genuinely embrace all patients and caregivers. My birth order as a natural leader, as the oldest girl of 9 kids, well, I was always expected to lead by example, little pressure. Couldn't get into trouble because the little ones were always trying to get into trouble. I had to mentor the young ones and keep them out of trouble. I had to pack their lunch, walk them to school, and help them with their homework. Well, my parents were strict, yet they taught servant leadership. They taught emotional intelligence and organizational dynamics as they were organizing chaos on a daily basis with a family of 9 children. As Herb Cohen was interviewing me, he asked me, what do you think about on the way to work in the morning when you're driving to work? I said, oh boy, where's he going with this one? So I told him, well, I listen to Christian rock radio and I pray. So then he started pulling the onion back even further. He said, all right, tell me a little bit more. Well, when I was in my younger teens, I had a recognition of my need for a more personal relationship with God. This personal relationship has led and guided me through every major decision that I've made in my life since both personally and professionally. My faith has been fundamental, and now I treat others and where I lean for wisdom and strength every day. He then questioned me if I always wanted to be a nurse. I said, absolutely not. I was going to be a gym teacher and a coach. So he said, wow. So I then went on to really thinking this through, and this is where I think God really had me as a teenager thinking about options too, because my father became very ill when I was in high school. He was in ICU for several weeks. I met with the physician, with my mother. The physician told me he didn't think my father was going to sustain this illness that he had. I remember seeing him lying in bed, a 300-pound, 6'4" man, fragile, weak, and could barely breathe. And I remember the nurses having compassion, care, concern, empathy, surrounded us with their empathy and compassion, seeing all these children and visiting the father who was so weak. So my father eventually recovered. And while my dad was recovering, he challenged me one day with, what are you going to be when you grow up? I said, well, I always wanted to be a gym teacher and a coach. But the nurses who cared for you encouraged me to become a nurse. I told my dad, I don't think I'm smart enough to be a nurse. And he said, well, you're going to have to decide what your options are. If you want to stay in the business, you can be a partner in the business. If you want to go to college and go to a 4-year college, you're going to have to pay for it. There's 5 other younger sisters and brothers. I don't have the kind of money to put you through college. And no one in our family's gone to college, so why do you need to go to college? And he kept going down and down and down and trying to talk me into going to work in the store. And I said, Dad, I want to be a nurse. So I applied to Widener. I got in, and he said to me, well, you're going to have to pay for it. And he did come through. He helped me fill out my financial aid forms, and he did pay for my books. So back then you had to buy your books. You guys don't have to do that anymore, do you? Or do you get them online? I'm just thinking it's all on the web. But, you know, down deep, I owned it. I worked 3 jobs going through Widener, and I made it out in 4 years, which was a miracle. My options over the next 20 years included progressive nursing positions in med-surg, telemetry, critical care, emergency trauma, I taught classes in the School of Nursing, and I actually knew Kathy Evans very well, from elementary school to high school to the School of Nursing at Abington, and then I ended up working with her in the Emergency Trauma Center at Abington. So at the age of 25, I became a nurse manager of a med-surg unit. And then you always get married, you take a break, you have a couple kids, and my options kept coming to me when I took a modified work schedule to raise my children. I had fun jobs working night shift in the Emergency Trauma Center and many shifts in my pediatrician's office for my sanity. I was professionally content when another leader came to me and encouraged me to apply to be the director of the Emergency Trauma Center at Abington. Well, I was only 29 at the time, and I felt that the job was far beyond my skills and abilities. This is one of the first lessons is to listen to those who know you best. They may be telling you what you need to be doing. This position became a phase of my personal and professional life that was exhilarating, exhausting, rewarding, and it pushed me to grow as a multidimensional leader over a span of 20 years. Options continued to be presented to me by a coworker who encouraged me to consider applying for the chief nurse job at Lansdale Hospital that Abington had just bought. And I said, well, you know, I was extremely dismissive. I told her I was content running Abington's ER, content running Lansdale's ER, and leading the patient satisfaction. I'm influencing patient care delivery in a family environment that's helping others at a time of their greatest need. I do believe I've had to be open to what was before me and listen to my peers, my mentors, and at times my family. If you're struggling to see if this is really where you're meant to be each step of the way, look back to what happened between the ages of 8 and 14 in your life. To me, I'm living the dream. I'm a coach of a team that's a little bit bigger than I imagined. I'm leading the organization in building a business through exceptional patient care delivery, customer service, patient satisfaction, and employee engagement. This all aligns with my early childhood roles and values. I'm thankful and proud that I can always open a conversation saying, I'm a nurse. I'm a Widener nurse, imagine that. I leverage my transformational nursing leadership skills every day in clinical decision-making, physician, nursing, stakeholder, patient, and family relations as we develop our business. I pray daily for wisdom, courage, a listening ear, and that I live out the characteristics of an authentic servant leader. I'm convinced that being a nurse is a gift and a calling, not just a job. In closing, I encourage you all to remember, always be open to your options. Listen to your peers and mentors and family. Build upon the experiences and values you've had between the ages of 8 and 14. And remember, being a nurse is a gift and a calling, not just a job. May you all realize your dreams, enjoy being a nurse each and every day through your lifetime. Congratulations, and always be proud of being a Widener nurse.
So in addition to your graduates, there are very important people here with us today, family members. And they are the faculty, the staff, and professional staff who are here. So if you'd all stand, and students, give a cheer, please. I want to tell you, we couldn't do this job without this fine faculty. I have been, as I've said in so many meetings, I've been on the East Coast, I've been on the West Coast, I've been in the middle of the country. I have never worked with a finer group of people, not ever, and I'm very grateful. And I'm on my way out, so it makes it even sadder. So, a wonderful group of people. Now I would like to introduce a group of people who also help us and are instrumental to the success of our students, and these are our student tutors. I'm going to just list their names.
Good afternoon, parents, family, friends, staff, and professors in the Widener University School of Nursing 2018. My name is Rachel Sharpley, and I'm a soon-to-be graduate of this awesome class and would like to reflect today on our time here as a class at Widener. About 4 years ago, I walked across a stage similar to this one, as did many of you, and accepted my high school diploma, excited and nervous to embark on the greatest 4 years of my life. Awaiting my move-in date to the Widener dorms, I would constantly get the question from friends and family asking what my major is going to be. I would always respond, putting a huge smile on my face and say, I'm majoring in nursing. Well, 9 times out of 10, I would get the same response. Wow, that is a tough major. Good luck. And my smile would slowly fade. I had heard this response so many times, and it was making me really nervous for what I was about to get into in college. As we all continued through this nursing program, it had dawned on me. Everyone always thinks about the bad moments in life, especially when it comes to nursing school. Moments such as having 6 classes and 2 clinicals for majority of our semesters, or the 75 you need to pass, and I mean 75.0 on the dot, when every other major can pass with a 59.5 rounded to a 60. Or setting your alarm for 5 a.m. to make sure you're on the unit at 6:30 and don't miss report. Or the endless hours of studying in the library until you could forget the sinking feeling when Dr. Francis calls on you in class and you literally don't know the answer, and neither does your neighborhood. Although it is easy to reflect on the hard times, our experience in this program is much greater than those tough things we have had to experience. People often leave out the unique and priceless moments we have had as a nursing student. Moments such as the amazing friends you meet who become family that honestly you would have not met without nursing school. Or the mentorships you gain from professors who would do anything they can to see you succeed. Or the endless belly laughs you have with those amazing friends after hours in the library of studying. Or the first time you give a bed bath with your best friend in clinical, and neither of you have done this now simple task before and have no idea what you're doing and just have to laugh afterwards. Or forming that indescribable bond with your clinical group because you all have experienced things that you just can't make up. Or who could forget the feeling when you finish your last HESI ever of nursing school and get to celebrate with these amazing people who have been your support system for the past 4 years. You see, nursing school isn't as bad as they make it seem. And look, we all made it through one way or another. But these great moments are the unforgettable ones. The moments we will remember for the rest of our lives when we reflect on our time in nursing school. These are the ones that will make us laugh until we cry and the ones we needed to get through this program. We chose the best profession in the world. We have the unique privilege of being able to make a difference in someone's life every single day. Someone who is vulnerable and needs our caring hands to hold in their time of struggle. We are the ones who will help bring life into the world, but we are also the ones who will be there to care and offer support when it is time to say goodbye. So today, my friends, we are not only waving goodbye to endless papers, exams, and assignments, but we are celebrating the entry into the most caring and rewarding profession in the world that we have worked so vigorously hard to be a part of. No matter where we go and what path we choose to take in our career, we will always be united by this experience we shared, an experience unlike any other. I will leave you today with this quote, which many of you have probably heard before, by Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're off to great places, today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. We are all sitting here because we are destined to be the best nurses we can be, so go out there and do it. Congratulations to the School of Nursing, class of 2018, we did it!
2018. Please again hold your applause until each set of students is announced. Pictures may only be taken from the side aisles. Please remain behind the seats for the seniors to allow for movement to and from their seats. Please take your pictures and then return to your seat to give each family the opportunity to take their pictures. This year's student names will be read by Dr. Norman Jean Colby. Pinners will be Dr. Stephanie Jeffers, Dr. Jamal Streetar, Dr. Mary Francis, Professor Audrey Klein Kaufman, Dr. Susan Mills, and Dr. Kathy Evans. Lamberts will be Professor Linda O'Kane and Professor Dawn Ferry.
Selena Abbey, Tatiana Alessi, Jennifer Amendolia, Kelsey Bortz, Annie Boyd, Julia Brady. Jessica Brenner, Dana Buchanan, Kellyanne Burns, Megan Burton, Alexis Butcher Huntington, Krista Lee Cabrera Rodriguez. Anna Santanelli. Gabrielle Syke. Courtney Streets.
Symbolizes the human spirit that is at the core of healing. In 1854, Florence Nightingale first made her late-night solitary rounds in the Crimean Military Hospital with a lamp, caring for wounded soldiers by candlelight. Now, as then, her lamp captures the soul and spirit of healing. As we strive to carry on Nightingale's spirit of caring, we blend the knowledge of technology with the art of healing. The following words of Florence Nightingale remind us of the essence of nursing that is timeless. Quote, "Nursing is an art, and if it is made to be an art, it requires as exclusive a devotion, as hard a preparation as any painter's or sculptor's work. For what is having to do with dead canvas or cold marble compared with having to do with the living spirit, the temple of God's spirit? It is one of the fine arts. I had almost said, the finest of the fine arts." Florence Nightingale. There it is.
Hi, graduates. Congratulations on this milestone in your career. You deserve another round of applause. I'm going to ask you all to stand, light your lamps, you ready? And face the audience. International Psychic Nurses found on the front of the program. I ask all nurses in attendance, our faculty, and any nurses in the audience to please stand and recite this pledge with the senior students. Please read with me. In the full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of all the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action which might endanger the
stage and extinguish your lamp. Congratulations again.
Now Dr. Rose Schwartz will give the charge to the graduates. I want you all to take a minute. I want you to stop. I want you to be in the moment. Right now. Feel this moment, okay? Close your eyes. It is not weird. Take a second. Close your eyes. I want you to feel all the warm wishes that are in this room right now. Those wishes coming from your family and friends. Those wishes coming from all of us here who have supported you through your time here at Widener. Let the inspirational words that you have heard today surround you like a warm blanket on a chilly day. Remember this feeling, and you're going to need it, and you'll retrieve it on those days when your spirit really needs a lift. And trust me, you'll have those days where it seems like everything's going wrong. Close your eyes. Remember this moment. You guys have made it. So I was listening in the car. I'm always trying to find an inspirational sort of words to share with you guys, and I'm listening to the radio, and a song from Avril Lavigne comes on. Now, thank God I wouldn't have known who that was, except it said it on my radio because the name of the song, thank goodness. Because clearly trivia is not my world. And her song Fly was pretty amazing, caught my attention. So I went and I looked up the words on the internet. No, I couldn't figure it out when I was listening to it. And I wanted to read some of these verses because they were really powerful to me. She sings, "There's a light inside of all of us. It's never hiding. You just have to light it. It's the one thing that you've got to trust. It's like a diamond. You just have to find it. So if you ever feel like giving up, yeah, let's remember that we were all meant to fly. Spread your wings across the universe. It's your time to shine. There's a light inside of all of us. Soon you will find that it's your time to fly. A little help is all it ever takes. Somebody has to tell you it's worth fighting. And, if I can find the second page. A single step becomes a leap of faith. That's when you realize you have just started flying. So, as you move on to your new path, remember, we are all here to tell you that it's worth fighting for. So you take those steps and you start to fly. Congratulations.
This concludes the Widener University School of Nursing 2018 Nightingale ceremony. Congratulations, class of 2018. We'd like to thank all of you for coming to share this special event with us. We ask that everyone please remain seated until the platform party and the graduates exit. Thank you.